Welcome to Donovan Mitchell's best game of his career. His Cleveland Cavaliers were without his backcourt mate Darius Garland. With DeMar DeRozan and the Chicago Bulls in town, no need to waste your time. I know you own your grind. We kicked this highlight off in the second quarter where DeRozan is doing work. His magical start in Chicago continues. DeRozan had 18 first half points. Zach LaVine knocking down the three. Just like that, Chicago's up by 18. But check out Donovan Mitchell. His night was literally just getting started. The step back three there. Mitchell had 16 points in the first half. It's Cleveland trailing by 18, though, as we took an intermission. And Donovan Mitchell didn't like that his team was down. He went crazy in the third quarter. How about 24 points from Mitchell by himself in the third? DeRozan had himself a really good game. He gets the deuce to go. He had 44, but he's going to be the second highest scorer in this game. You'll see more in a second as Cedi Osman cuts the Cavaliers' deficit down to 3 with that bucket. But back to the man of the hour. It's DeRozan, relentless in his approach, just taking on whoever Chicago throws his way and coming away with bucket after bucket. Even had some dimes. How about Mitchell? One of his 11 assists to Jared Allen. The Cavs still trail by 3. Look at DeRozan coming off his pivot. He is so good in the mid-range area. That juice put Chicago back out in front by 5. Donovan's like, I don't care. I'm in fuego. He was 7 of 15 from the three-point line. The Cavs are down 2 with 4.7 seconds to go. How about Mitchell missing the second free throw intentionally and going and getting it and scoring? Mitchell ties this game up at 130. Last chance for the Shy. You know who gonna get it. It's DeRozan. Not able to make that 3 at the buzzer, so we would go to overtime. Donovan Mitchell still cooking. Chicago, it's Mitchell with the rock on a do-it-himself mission, challenging LaVine and DeRozan at the same time. More Mitchell, another 3, make it 2. Donovan goes 22 of 34 from the field. He's on fire. They're cooling off his teammate because Mitchell's so hot. A career high and a franchise record for the Cavs, 71 points for Donovan Mitchell. His Cleveland Cavaliers didn't lead this game into overtime. Donovan Mitchell nearly puts up half his team points in his career night, just the 7th player in NBA history to go over 70. And somehow, some way, he helped his Cavs team get the win, 145 to 134. Donovan Mitchell is sending a very loud message to the NBA fans all over. Anybody, analyst that will listen. He's saying, yo, y'all been playing with my name when I was in Utah, and I've been letting it rock, but it was more about Utah than it was me and my flaws. You know, Donovan hasn't been as great in December as he was in November. Keep in mind, Darius Garland got hurt first week of the season, so Mitchell really just had that free range to go off. Not as much as he went off in his 71-point game, but he was going off with that same mentality to kick off the season. When Garland is not in the lineup, Mitchell is just attack, attack, attack. Donovan Mitchell, though, despite not having the greatest December, has been unreal to start his career in Cleveland. It's been an unreal start. Again, got off to the greatest of starts in November, kind of pulled back a little bit in December, and obviously we kick off the new year with a 71, 11, and 8 magical performance to help his Cavaliers get the win in overtime, and they needed a lot of those points to close out the Chicago Bulls. Remember, just 3 years ago, there was a real conversation happening in NBA spaces of who was going to be the better player between Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons, because they was in the, kind of ended up in the same draft class with Ben Simmons' injury. Those conversations are dead. Donovan Mitchell has obviously worked himself back into one of the easiest picks for the All-Star game. He might be a starter. We shall see. But clear as day, he's worked himself back into a no-brainer for that selection, going over to the Eastern Conference, getting away from some of those great guards out west. And then obviously now he's put himself back into the conversations of the best 5 guards in the world. He's been playing at that level with the Cavaliers this year. Remember when Kenny and the Inside the NBA crew were bringing up the fact that Donovan Mitchell was a guy that could go get you a bucket, but he wasn't a guy that consistently averaged more than 5 assists, 5 rebounds a game? Remember then when that was a talking point for Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz a couple years ago? Well, he just dropped 71. He managed to give you 11 assists and 8 boards to put on top of one of the greatest games you'll see in NBA history. Only the 7th player ever to go over 70 points in a basketball game. The most points in Cleveland Cavalier history. They had this guy, I don't know if you heard of him, but his name is LeBron James. He played for their franchise. And they also had another guy, I don't know if you heard of him. His name is Kyrie Irving. He's pretty good as well at basketball. But Donovan Mitchell scored more points than both of those gentlemen in Cleveland Cavalier uniforms, and he's only been with the Cavs for about 4 months now. Donovan Mitchell saying, put some respect on my name. I'm taking it if you ain't going to just give it to me. All right? We'll see what this means for the Cleveland Cavaliers, but I am telling y'all, if you don't watch Cleveland play basketball, they're one of the 6 or 7 most exciting watches night to night. They will blow you out. If you do not come with your A game, they will get you off that court quickly in the first half. And this dynamic duo in the backcourt, look, you won't hear their names as much as you'll hear Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and they deserve that. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, just because they're 2 great forwards in this generation that play together, right? LeBron and Anthony Davis, because of LeBron's greatness and obviously Anthony Davis, his abilities when he's healthy, you won't hear Garland and Mitchell's name as much as them. But when we're talking about best dynamic duos in the NBA, Mitchell and Garland are up there, and in large part due to Donovan Mitchell's immediate greatness with the Cleveland Cavaliers.